2021. What a year.
What a year.
What a year.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So,
anyways, play along.
Please welcome our special guest today,
Michael.
Michael,
do you have a god mic?
Do you have a god mic?
Oh, you don't?
dang.
Okay, how quickly can you just go set up a mic for you?
Do you want to be our special guest?
We want to be our guest.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Woo! So we're going to clap for Michael. Yay.
Yay, Michael. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We were talking today, and we realized we didn't have anyone to interview and also, like, no pertinent topics really to talk about. So
Not really.
What
Brain
if we
empty.
just interviewed Michael?
Exactly.
Yeah,
the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You're going to interview him.
Yeah, I felt really bad because he asked me this morning if we were going to have any guests so he could prepare. And they said no.
And just said no.
And then they sprung that on me, and I'm like, well, I can't, like, text him and, like, tell him. So,
hey,
sorry.
we actually are going to have a special guest today, and it's going to be
Yeah,
you.
but I can't tell you who it is, and also just be ready.
Yeah. But like, be ready to talk. It's not like it's you.
You don't
but
need to.
but
Don't
like,
worry. You don't need to set up another chair.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You already have a chair.
Yeah.
I mean, the guest already has. The guest.
They don't have legs.
What the fuck is going on?
It's called a bit.
What do you say? Oh, you don't have an extra
That's sad.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we'll interview Michael next time. Michael, next time, can we be our special guest?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Tune in
cool.
next time for Michael's interview. Thanks for listening today.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay,
that's gonna wrap it up. So let's go ahead and plug that. Okay.
Just kidding.
Let's just talk. What's been going on? What's new with the world, with you? Anything with school? Whatever.
I
don't know.
School. None of us are experiencing that right now.
Yeah, but you're going to like.
Well, that's
soon.
true. That's true. I haven't finished my application yet, but I am transferring to Texas State.
Don't do it. Don't leave me.
The invitation is open. You guys can come with us.
I'll think about it.
I think just living in San Marcos would be really fun.
I honestly like, cause I'm moving in with Jackson and we're going apartment hunting soon. But I honestly told him, like, even if I don't end up going back to school, like, I will still come and live there just because it sounds so fun. I would really love to live in San Marcos. I've never even been there. And
I've never been there either. That's crazy. So you're moving there and you've never even
I've never even been there. Well, obviously I'm going to, like, go and scope out the area and everything. And I want to tour the campus and stuff. But, yeah.
It's all just fucking hills.
You know what? That's fine.
Good, though. That's like, hills are beautiful.
That's true.
I wish we had
and
hills
you know
here.
what? I could use the cardio. So.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in my life as far as school goes. Most of my life has consisted of me sitting at my computer and playing video games.
It's me as well. Yes.
Listen, if anybody tries to drag me for it, I just spent an entire stimmy on building a PC. I gotta play it. Yep. I gotta use it.
You gotta play it.
So
you simply must.
I can't just let it sit there and look beautiful.
Exactly.
I gotta use it. And I'm gonna play some Overwatch, and that's just how
exactly.
it is.
It's high noon.
Thank
this
you.
guy gets it.
Is McCree here?
Wow.
Oh my God,
Jesse, are you in the studio right now?
Was that Matthew Mercer in the studio?
Mercer.
Wow. You love to see it.
But what about you guys? What's poppin'? What's banging?
What is poppin'?
Watched anything good? Played anything good recently?
I just finished watching WandaVision.
Okay.
It's so good. I'm not gonna like spoil anything. Very good.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I've heard good things about it, but
me too. I've just been very hesitant.
Me too.
But what I'm excited for is the Loki series. I saw the official trailer for it yesterday.
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I really want to watch it.
Oh man, I'm so excited! I can't wait to hyperfixate on Loki again.
I know. That was like the big one for me when I was in middle school.
Yeah, Loki was
looks like it's coming back.
Loki was like my first like fictional crush, major fictional crush. And I keep seeing. I'm on like Tom Hiddleston TikTok right now.
Yeah,
naturally,
it's all over my Twitter.
Oh, love him so much. I'm so excited. I not really complaining, but I'm really wondering what the choice there was when they chose Owen Wilson to be his like co-star in the show.
Yeah, what an interesting dynamic.
I know,
of Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson.
I'm like, hello, what is going on? But you know, whatever. I'm not too bad. It's just every time he talks, I picture Lightning McQueen, but it's fine.
Just 2 Disney princes, right?
I had a dream with
couple of
Owen
guys.
Wilson in it.
Wait, did you just imply the fact that Lightning McQueen is a Disney prince?
Yeah. Is he not? I mean, not really. Well, he, what, wasn't there like a crown he won?
The Piston Cup?
Yeah.
I mean,
he didn't win his cup?
A crown?
Sorry. Okay,
That was so quick. That was so quick.
Thanks. Sorry.
Okay, wait. We can't just you can't just mention something like that and us not talk about it. We need to talk about what makes a Disney prince. There's no monarchy involved in the Cars universe, at least not that I know of. Wait,
exactly.
do we know what kind
not that you know of. You never know.
Do cars live under a democracy?
I think they have like a president. I believe that is like a gag that they have done at one point.
They do adhere to capitalism. Like they do buy and sell goods.
That's like the whole point of the first one is that like the highway going through
oh yeah,
the town.
Oh, it's very American.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a very because then he goes to like a small town and
baby.
And don't they go to like the UK in the third one?
Yeah,
they
go to Tokyo at one point.
They go. Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen the third one.
And Mater tries wasabi.
Oh,
yeah. And then there's I just
did
remember,
he like it?
No.
Oh, okay.
He got the shits.
Like canonically in the movie.
I don't actually know. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
yeah.
Didn't they make? Oh, I don't really know if I want to talk about this on the podcast.
You should say it
Didn't
anyway.
Well, we don't have to go into
little,
detail, but
okay.
I'll mention it. And if you know what this is, I'm sorry.
Oh
but,
God, what?
Didn't they make like a lemon party reference in one of the Cars movies as well?
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did because like an old beat up car, you call it a lemon.
Oh my!
And there was
did
I'm pretty sure they made a lemon party reference.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Yeah, which is awful.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty. Child's media does that a lot.
I know, but
did you
it's
see
still
it?
To that extent? Yeah,
that's lemon party. Come on now.
Did you see? On TikTok, there's a trend that's like, what's one scene from a kids movie that's like way kinkier than it needed to be? And there's like a scene of, and it's Frozen 2, and it's Anna when she's like being crowned queen. God, words are fucking hard. And she like walks down, and Kristoff is dressed in like this like really fancy like suit, and he goes, "You have 1 hour," and she goes, "It's okay. I like you better in leather anyway."
Wait, excuse me. What the?
I do not.
Yeah,
remember that.
But
Don't
I was
remember
gonna say I've had 2 dreams in the past like month with which Owen Wilson has been a big part of them.
All right.
Excuse me, what?
I can't remember the second one, but the first one, Owen Wilson was like my long lost grandfather.
Oh
And
wait, I think I remember you telling me about this.
I did. I talked about this for a while. I can't remember what happened. He lived in Oregon, and I knew that he was my grandfather, but like I didn't know.
It wasn't a dream. It was a vision.
And then the second one was like 2 nights ago. And it was him as the cowboy from Night at the Museum, but I can't remember what fucking happened.
It doesn't matter.
He was just there. Owen Wilson is haunting my dreams, and I don't know how he got there.
Yeah, what media are you consuming where you're seeing him?
I don't.
That it's like imprinting on your brain.
The only thing I've done is watch WandaVision in the past like month. And
is he in there?
No.
Oh,
but
no,
he
okay.
is canonically part of the MCU now.
I guess, but I didn't even know that until yesterday.
You know something whack though is the character that he plays in the Loki series is like an agent of like time. Like they work for an organization that has to do with time, and they have Loki captive because he fucked up time with the Tesseract. So he opened a rift in the time.
Wait, so, I didn't even know the premise of the show. To be honest,
that's what it's about. And Owen Wilson's character is like works for this organization that has to do with like rifts in time space and stuff. Like
okay, dramatic
so
actor Owen Wilson.
He's showing up in your dreams.
He's showing up in my dreams. But I did actually just remember where I have seen Owen Wilson very recently.
Okay,
it was in the movie. I don't know what the movie is called, but it's like they're in some hotel, like somewhere in like Africa, and then like a fight breaks out. And they have to like leave, and he plays the dad, and there's like a scene of him throwing this like kid off a roof, and it's just like, I truly don't know how to explain it. I think it's just called. Do you know what I'm talking about, Michael? Yeah, fucking shit.
I think this may have been your dream.
No, this was the dream.
There's whenever somebody even mentions Owen Wilson, my first thought is always initially just go straight to, not only that, but also like just Shanghai Nights. Like that is always like the first movie that pops in my head. Have you guys seen that?
I have not.
Oh, it's with it's Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I watched that like as a kid.
Yeah,
but
you've probably seen it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always like my first thought. I don't know why that's always what I think.
I had a shirt with Owen Wilson's face on it that
Why?
had and all it said was like dash like wow in quotes, and that was it. I found it at a thrift store. I was like, I have to buy this immediately. I don't think I do. I don't know what happened to it. I haven't seen it in a really long time.
It's a really good shirt.
It is a really good shirt. Wow.
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 Why his nose look like that?
What do you mean why his nose look like that?
Body shaming Owen Wilson.
I'm sorry. Owen Wilson, if you're listening, I'm so sorry.
Who's the guy that played Haymitch in The Hunger Games? Remember?
I know who you're talking. I don't know his name.
Oh my God. Woody Harrelson?
I'm sad. That sounds right. Couldn't
Is
tell
that
you.
his name? I always mistake him for Owen Wilson, which is really fucked up.
He's kind of like an off-brand Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
But he's like
they're different
old.
fonts.
No, Woody Harrelson is not off-brand Owen Wilson. Woody Harrelson is like, I gotta make sure that's his name.
Okay.
Yeah, that is his name.
I feel like this might be kind of a controversial statement. I feel like Michael Cera is diet Owen Wilson. Does that make sense?
No.
No, I see what you're going for.
Yeah,
I see what you're going
like
for.
in a little bit, not a lot, but
Yeah.
like they're in the same kind of.
It's kind of there.
Yeah,
I
there's something
honestly
there.
like Michael Cera is one of those actors that like am painfully aware of at all times.
Constantly.
But I have like parts, like major chunks of my life where I completely forget what his name is.
Yeah,
and I know who he is. So if somebody says Michael Cera, I can see his face. Yeah. But like sometimes I'll see his face. I'm like, what the fuck is his name?
Like, who are you?
Who are you? I'm the cook. Anyway.
No. Also, I was wrong. Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson look absolutely nothing alike.
No, but they have the similar vibe. So like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they do.
Too. Yeah, but
they have a droopy vibe, you know.
Don't call them droopy.
It's the word for their vibe.
Oh my God, I want to watch Blades of Glory now. Oh, it's John Heater. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was Owen Wilson in that movie. I was wrong.
I hardly know her.
Oh dang!
Sorry.
Just another person that Andy has confused for Owen Wilson.
Well, because it's Will Ferrell, and I think I heard the first chunk of Will. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Work. I know a very strange movie that's weirdly prominent in my life is Coneheads. That was always one that was
I've
always
never
just
seen that.
You've never seen
I've never seen Coneheads. It always freaked me out when I was younger, and I was like, I don't want to like see that for 2 hours.
Wait, no, Coneheads is such a wild trip of a movie.
Dang, I'll have to watch it.
I'm never gonna forget the scene where he reaches into the glove compartment and pulls out a condom and thinks that it's gum. That's never going to leave my mind. That's constantly there. I don't know. It's just, we just have like these weird like family things that were like big in the culture of my family, and we're always referencing them.
I have that same thing.
And Coneheads is definitely one of those, and that, and literally any like Will Ferrell SNL skit specifically.
What about like not weird movies, but like movies that you watched way too early? Because I watched the movie The Shining when I was like 4 years old.
I've never seen The Shining.
It's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
No, but I remember, and also like the original Poltergeist when I was like 4.
See, the first horror movie I watched was Paranormal Activity, whatever. I think it was the first one, honestly. And me, my brother, and my cousins watched it together because they were like, "Ooh, like let's watch a scary movie." We were all like 12 at the time, probably or younger. And they like freaked out. Like they wouldn't go to the bathroom alone. Like I had to go and turn on all the lights of the house. I didn't think it was scary. I thought it was hilarious because it was like just so bad. But it really freaked them out. So I mean, my first experience with horror movies was like, it's camp.
Yeah. No, I do remember watching Pet Sematary as like far too young with my good buddy Maddie, and we were like, we must have been like 6 or 7, and it was the original Pet Sematary, and the scene where the kid throws the ball like down the stairs, and then like the old man is like leaning over the couch, and the kid comes up behind him and fucking like slices his Achilles heel. I still think about it all the time and like freak out. It's so gross and awful. But yeah. you know those movies that just like kind of haunt you a little bit?
I still remember when I was the first time I ever saw like something scary on TV though, that really messed me up was I didn't remember what the movie was like at the time, but now I know what it is because I like saw it again and I was like, wait. It's Wanted. Have you ever seen that? It's the one where they're like curve the bullet and like it's like James McAvoy's in it. It's an older movie. It's like an action movie. My family was watching it at like my uncle's house, and like I had walked into the kitchen like while they were watching it, just as someone had like gotten shot, and like they were like against a glass wall or whatever, so you could like see like the blood.
Yeah.
You told me about this.
Yeah, and that like that scarred me. I had nightmares about that because I was like, that man is dead. Like oh no. And I was like, oh, death is a thing, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I had a similar experience to that, but my family was always really into watching all of those cop shows, and they were always watching like NCIS and stuff like that. And I'm not really sure which one it is, but it was one of those shows, and there was like a scene where somebody got like flung out of a car or something and like went right through the windshield, but they showed like them after being flung out of like whatever, and it was super graphic. And I remember I was just like walking past and I always had this really like irrational fear that I was gonna be like walking upstairs, and like we have like a landing on our stairs to go up to the second level, and then there's more stairs to go up, and there's like a window on that landing, and I was always so afraid that when I would walk past that window somebody would come crashing through.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I was like, oh, it was always so scary.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it was terrifying. I always just had the craziest like just fears as a child, like especially like specific imagery. Like I know like specifically like brains would show up in my nightmares all the time, like brain imagery or like just the nervous system in general. Like the nervous system be kind of scary
terrifying.
looking.
It's just like its eyes,
It's
brain,
so-
and fucking
Yeah,
wires.
there's a certain electrical tower that when we pass by, our friend Jackson says it looks exactly like Piglet, which it kind of does.
The
but
Piglet
then
Tower.
yeah, when
What?
you know what we're talking about. You were there with us when he told us. We'll drive by it today and we'll show you.
Yeah.
And I realized the reason why it looks so like uncanny and weird is because it
Unsettling.
looks like Piglet's nervous system. And I can't unsee it. And every
What
time I
the
see it, I'm like, I hate looking at it.
Every time I drive past it now, because I was already mad about the fact that Jackson pointed out the fact that it
looks like Piglet.
kind of like Piglet, and then Karina was like, but it looks like Piglet's nervous system. And
What
then
the
I was
fuck
even
are y'all
even-
talking about?
Oh, we'll have to show
Wait,
you.
what's this? Are you
It's
sure
like
this
a
is
spring. The tower's in
Yeah.
like spring. It's like you drive right past it when you're driving down 45.
Yeah, it's like a huge.
Towards
It's
Houston.
like red and white, and it has like two like discs on it that look like eyes, like on the very top. You know what we're talking about?
I
You
do.
know- Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you, yes, yeah, it's really close to Splashdown. I think it's a little bit farther.
Yeah, it's right over there. Yeah.
It's the most. I hate looking at it.
If you're listening to this, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. This is
No,
a very
just
local
go-
thing.
Don't
Completely.
picture Piglet's nervous system.
Don't picture
Unless you want to know what we're talking
Unless
about,
you
then
know what
yeah,
we're talking
then-
about.
then
That's what the tower looks
imagine
like.
that.
That's
Just
exactly.
You're driving down a huge major highway, and to your right is the biggest Piglet's nervous system you've ever seen in your life.
And it's terrifying.
And it's horrifying, especially at night.
Oh my god. I remember my thing as a kid that like really, it didn't fuck me up at all, but like I think this story is really funny. So my dad had this man cave as a kid, and like in the garage.
Just
and
a cave full of men?
Just a cave full of men.
That's crazy.
No,
In your
it was-
own house.
In my own house. He had a cave full of men. It was crazy. No. So he had a man cave in the garage, right? And it was like blocked off with like cut open trash bags. I don't know how to describe it, but it was
Alright.
like those big like black tarp sort
Yeah.
of things, so you couldn't see outside of it or anything.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But he had like a TV and like a couch and all of his tools and shit in there. And my brother was in there with him one time, and they would never let me go in there. And like I was really upset about it all the time. And so like I would stand outside and eavesdrop on them for hours. Like, and this went on for years.
Oh my God.
Remember, I was so bitter, and I think this is what the reason I'm such like a passionate feminist is because they told me that since I was a girl I could not be in there, and nothing made me more angry.
That would do it.
But I remember they were watching Psycho, and I was like 6. And no, I was definitely younger than that. I was like 4. And my brother was in there with him. He was 7. Don't get why he was allowed to watch it, not me, but whatever. And then I hear my dad go, "Oh, this is the scariest part of the movie." And I was like, I gotta see this shit.
No.
And I like walked in right as like she's being like stabbed in the shower.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then I had to shower with the door open for like the next 4 years because I was terrified.
Yeah.
Wow. Curiosity kills the cat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was,
Hey. Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, what was the first like show that you remember being really into that wasn't like a kids show?
Doctor Who.
I was gonna say
Okay.
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
the show.
Mine was Lost because I remember like we watched it like together as a family, and that was like the first like show that I ever watched, and I think like fundamentally it changed me as a person because I was like, nothing is real.
This is
Mine might be Once Upon a Time, actually.
this is gonna
I
sound
was really into that too.
really dumb, but for some reason when I was pretty young, I loved watching Deal or No Deal.
Wait, hold on.
I loved watching Deal or No Deal. I remember having like, I went and got like big pieces of paper and writing like one said deal and one said no deal, and I would
Oh
like
my
hold them
God.
up in front of the
That is so
That's
cute.
really cute.
I freaking, when my parents would watch Deal or No Deal, I would be like, I'm there. Let's
Yeah.
go. It's,
I love that.
I actually do remember, because you brought that up, I remember the very first show that I was truly into as a kid. And it was, well, first it was Full House, because
Okay.
I love that show. But other than that, it was Storage Wars.
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
I watched
love-
Storage Wars with
yeah,
my dad
Storage
too.
Wars.
Storage Wars is so
So much.
good.
Storage Wars. Oh, I also like really liked watching American Pickers with my dad too. Like,
Yeah.
we'd always watch American Pickers. I don't know.
Yeah,
why, but
did you guys have HD TV on all the
Yes.
time at your
Yeah.
house too? Was that just like a
Extreme Makeover Home Edition was
Oh
like
my
one of
God,
Oh my
favorites,
God,
too.
yeah, don't even get me started.
Move that bus, and I'd be like, yeah, show me that freaking house. I'm like 5. That's the good shit.
Exactly.
You'd see like the kids whose like rooms they redid and just
Yes.
be
Be
like
so jealous.
You're like,
Yeah.
man, look at all those freaking dinosaurs. Like, what the
All this cool stuff that I will never have.
I know.
Yeah, very good. Didn't what's his name? Ty? Didn't he like get in trouble for something like a few years ago? Like there's some scandal with
I
him.
don't know. Should I look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. That's so funny.
I feel like I remember some like major thing happening to him or something, and everybody like
God.
canceled him.
Of
something. I don't
Of
know.
course, everyone
Yeah.
gets canceled.
Right.
Everyone's done. It seems like everyone who has like done any sort of media for some reason just is like problematic.
Yeah.
Hate to see it. Not us though.
Could never.
I hope.
No, could never be
Yeah.
us.
Oh, he was an alcoholic. Oh, he got arrested. He got a DUI.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
not
thought it was like
a
I thought it was
crazy
like a
scandal.
major like scandal. Like he really did something.
Oh wait, he also got arrested. Hold on. What did he get
But
arrested
that, I feel
for?
like that is again like not that weird for.
No, but one of these was okay. No. It was like drinking and driving.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Never mind then. I just remember some like hearing something about like
Gotcha.
he was back in the news for some reason. I was
Apparently,
like,
yeah.
there's like a couple situations of this happening with him.
Work.
Oof. Damn, Ty Pennington.
Come on
all right,
now.
Ty Pennington.
Go get some help, bud.
Yeah, let's move that bus on over to therapy.
Oh my god.
That really
Jesus
got me. That was
Christ.
good. You know what other show that is like a staple in my childhood? America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh yeah, oh
Tom
yeah,
Bergeron
yeah,
was
yeah.
on
I
all
love
the
Tom
time.
Bergeron. Listen, I love Tom Bergeron so much. I trust Tom Bergeron with
Yes,
my life.
oh my gosh, I wanted to like be on that show so badly. Like I was like, I'm gonna do something funny. Someone record me.
At some
Yeah.
point,
I think
surely.
that's maybe where
And
some
now
of
it's
the
just,
stuff
like-
started. Yeah, now it's just like TikTok. Yeah, I kind of wonder. I haven't seen the shows since I was like really young. I wonder what they do like now.
It's
Like
so-
it's just
we-
YouTube.
It's still on once in a while.
So,
Like, People
okay.
will still just send in videos and stuff.
Okay.
But
Yeah, so I was actually at the laundromat like a couple weeks ago, and they were running AFV while I was there.
Oh.
nothing was funny.
Yeah.
There was nothing funny. And it was also like too high quality to be like charming.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like the reason why it was so good is because it was like so genuine of like people who just got cameras and like just started recording everything in their lives, just catch these moments.
And
they're
like sending this shit on like a VHS.
Exactly. Like that is on tape. That probably like was such a good family memory and like you can feel that. But like now it's a little like less special, I guess.
And it's things are staged.
Yeah. Things. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Which just like isn't as funny when shit like people falling, nothing hits quite like people falling. But people just saying a joke, yeah, okay, it's funny, I get it. But like I want to see you like on a rope swing accidentally fall into the river down below.
Yeah.
That's what ridiculous.
I want you to bend over and rip your pants on your birthday. Is that too much to ask for? Come on.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna laugh here.
I know though. The first piece of actually, you know what? Well, I guess I was gonna say the first piece of media that I was super into was I almost said Doctor Who, but that's actually not true. I was super into Invader Zim. That was like the first fandom I was ever in. But you did say something that like wasn't necessarily for kids. So, yeah, Doctor Who for sure.
Doctor Who was a big
Doctor Who.
I still love Doctor Who.
Huge. Yeah, I actually kind of want to go like rewatch the ones that I like watched
I also
before.
do too. I feel like I will once again stop in the middle of 11.
Yeah, same.
I cannot watch. I don't like Clara.
I don't like Clara either.
And I don't either.
I'm so glad that people agree because I hate Clara so much. She is not a good companion at all.
I just have to stop at season 7, episode 4, before Angels in Manhattan happens. I saw a clip of it on TikTok the other day. It almost destroyed me all over again.
I remember that episode absolutely.
Absolutely destroying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That episode bodied me.
I
was like on the floor.
I've watched it once. I remember every moment in such visceral detail.
Yeah.
Because it killed me.
What's your favorite Doctor Who episode? Mine is Pompeii.
Pompeii is also very good.
Girl in the Fireplace. Girl in the Fireplace is my favorite.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
I love that one so much. God. I don't know why, but that was always the one that I would go back and watch, and I just loved it so much. I think it's because I wanted to make out with a doctor the way that girl did.
That is, that's really cool.
Come on, David Tennant.
Yeah. Come on, David Tennant. I'm still very in love with David Tennant.
I watched Good Omens because he was in it.
Yes. Oh my God, Good Omens is so good. Such a quick watch too. It's like 12 episodes.
So, oh my God, I love it. Michael Sheen too. I love. He is crazy. Like outside of his acting, like I love him.
So have y'all seen David Tennant in like Jessica Jones though? Because it's
I have not.
Creepy. He plays the Man in Purple, and he's like a villain, and it's like sexy, but also absolutely like insane. It's very, very good. But I was going to say my favorite episode of Doctor Who was probably, I have a bunch of favorite episodes just because Amy was my favorite.
I loved Amy.
Yeah,
she was great.
And so like, I have so many episodes of hers that are my favorite. But The Hungry Earth with Amy and Rory, whenever they get like taken underground.
Yeah.
And then like the void opens up at the end and Rory just like disappears. It's so fucked up.
Oh my gosh.
So crazy.
Wow. And also the space whale one, which the name of the episode I can't remember.
The space whale.
It's the first adventure that she goes on with the doctor, and it's just her and him. And she's like in her pajamas the whole episode. It's like
yes. Yeah.
That one is so good.
Moisturize me.
Moisturize me.
I also just love any episode that River song.
Oh yeah, of course.
River. Spoilers. Love her.
What a legend.
Wait, the Let's Kill Hitler episode is
good.
Oh my God.
So good.
Can you remember like the shock when you first watched the episode?
Yes.
And
Man.
Oh, that was such a good episode. Yeah.
Ooh, the ones like with the shifters too, and like
God, yeah.
There's so
many good episodes.
Seasons 5 and 6 were like prime. Also the episode with Rose and 10, and it's the 50s style episode with the TVs.
Oh my gosh, I loved that one.
I loved Rose. Like
Rose
not to be a
favorite.
basic Doctor Who fan, but I loved Rose.
I loved Rose too.
Donna was also just so fantastic.
Donna, I think it was one of my favorites.
They did Martha so dirty though. I feel like Martha could have had like so much more as a companion, but they like kept her around for a few episodes and then they were like, bye.
They just tried to give her like a romance arc that was unnecessary and made you not like her. I don't know, if Donna had been right after Rose instead of Martha, and then Martha was after Donna,
I think it could have worked.
It could have worked, not in like a romance arc.
Yeah,
sort of
but
thing.
better, like even just for storytelling.
But they saw just like
Yeah.
another young girl right after Rose, and we're like,
Exactly.
oh, blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
this again? Like,
This again.
yeah.
Yeah, they basically just tried to do the same thing that they did with Rose, but it wasn't executed well.
Yeah,
That's probably
later
honestly
on.
why they chose like Donna instead. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, let's do something comedic or, you know.
God.
Yeah.
And also, I think about that Catherine Tate, the skit she did with David Tennant. That see English then. You ain't English.
I ain't bothered.
I ain't bothered.
I ain't bothered.
I'm bothered.
You're the
Yeah.
doctor.
I love Catherine Tate.
So
much.
funny.
Oh
I used to
my
watch
God.
like her interviews all the time. I loved her.
She's so funny. And just like the energy that she and David Tennant had together was
Oh,
always
yeah.
so
So
good.
good.
So
I
good.
also I really feel like though that Christopher Eccleston's Doctor is super underrated.
I loved that was the first one I
Nine
saw.
was honestly such Nine was my first Doctor too, and I honestly thought like I love David Tennant. Do not get
like,
me wrong.
yeah, don't get me wrong.
But I thought like just what Christopher Eccleston brought to the Doctor was also just really good.
I
Yeah.
really liked it.
I really
Like,
enjoyed his Doctor.
I feel like it was definitely a different vibe, but it was like a much needed, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back a lot. I always heard like Christopher Eccleston hate, and I was like, first of all, no,
yeah.
great Doctor. Like,
Yeah, he
just
was such a
because
good Doctor.
he was like he was just completely overshadowed by like 10, you
Yeah.
know. But I don't know.
I also think that like it has a lot to do with too. I feel like the writing for 10's episodes was like significantly better than like
Yeah.
any of the other ones. Honestly, even like better than 11's because
Oh yeah,
you
would
would like
agree.
start up an episode and see that it was a Moffat episode and you'd be like, oh shit.
yeah, yup.
I remember like when a new episode would come out and like the fandom online would be, it's a Moffat episode, and
Yep.
we'd all be like, strapping in. Like,
Oh man.
yeah. Oh my god.
God,
I
we've been
never
talking
have
about
so-
Doctor Who for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I've got a lot to say about Doctor Who. I loved that show very
I
much.
did too, so much. And no one I knew around me was into it at the time either. I was friends with a bunch of little cheerleaders at that point.
Yeah.
And no one cared about the nerdy shit that I did.
Well,
My mom and my aunt were really into it, so we would always just like watch
Really?
it together. Yeah.
that's cool.
When I was into Doctor Who, all of my friends were either into Sherlock, Merlin, or Supernatural. And so
Yup.
that was all of their thing. I was the one that was into Doctor Who.
Wow.
So we were same level, you
Right.
know,
Same hat.
um,
Different font.
different font.
Different font.
But yeah, I was the only one that was like really into Doctor Who. So yeah,
yeah.
good times.
Good times.
I might have to go back and rewatch.
It's kind of interesting. Like I always think about like what the media that I watched when I was younger, like how it shaped like what I consume now, you know, or like
Yeah.
even just like the person. I don't know. I feel like it's interesting. Kind of look back.
I think I've always just been like a big science fiction person.
Yeah, me
I've
too.
always really loved sci-fi, like just something, I don't know. It's just like
The fantasy of it all.
the fantasy of it all, and also I've just always really loved science and the
Mm-hmm.
concept of being able to take science and add it into like a fictional
Yes, I
situation
love
is
it.
always just so fun, and it's just like
And I feel like the writers of science fiction too, like being able to create something that can be like
Right.
based in reality, but also be like so fantastic.
it's so crazy
and like inventing like whatever science that they need for their
Yeah,
thing. Like
you're,
that is
like-
so cool.
You're like coming up with something, and you have to like you can't just like come up with something and have it be that. Like they take it a step further, and they're like, okay, like this is the science behind how this works.
Yeah.
You know, like you have something like in Doctor Who, like with the TARDIS, and
Right.
you're like, okay, so you just have like this phone box, and you walk in, and it's like way bigger on the inside. Okay, well, like what's the science behind that? And the
Exactly.
fact that they can like go and like have explanations as to how this
Oh,
would
yeah.
work is like so cool. Like, because you don't have to take that step, but you do because it's a you know
that just makes it that much more
it's
like
a labor of love.
interest- Exactly.
Especially like you know you have big like sci-fi series like Star Trek and
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars and stuff like that, and they come up with all of these alien races and like
Yeah.
languages and like crazy stuff like
It's
that. And I just think
insane.
that's
you see,
so
you
cool.
can use like, or you can learn like, fucking
Klingon.
Klingon
Yeah,
on
I
like
was-
Duolingo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I was
on
trying to say.
Duolingo.
You can.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Did you guys ever try learning the the Time Lord language. Did you guys ever try doing that? Gallifreyan.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Me too.
I do know how to write my name in Gallifreyan though.
I tried learning Gallifreyan so many times because it's so pretty.
It's just a bunch of fucking circles.
Yeah.
I was always overwhelmed just looking at it.
Yeah,
so.
I tried really,
like,
I tried really
will
hard.
Not be able to learn this.
I tried really hard to learn Gallifreyan.
It would be so cool to learn. Like, what a useless skill, but also
right?
like, so is everything else.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. English is pretty useless too.
yeah, in the long run. I remember, like, on the topic of like science shows, one really big show for me was Futurama. I don't know if anybody else watched it.
I never watched Futurama.
I was so into it. I've watched it probably like 6 times through. I love it. Like, I was obsessed with it when I was younger. For that reason, because it was like a lot like Doctor Who of like, but it was like like purely comedy, you know. But they had like weird science behind everything, like these crazy, you know, stuff happening. I don't know. So yeah, I've really always been into science fiction too. Like,
I think that's why I love Dr. Stone so much too.
Yeah.
It's just a series where, and I talk about this in more detail on my first episode of my Dr. Stone podcast.
Oh, she's plugging.
You have another podcast?
I started a Dr. Stone podcast.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
It's called Hello from the Stone World, and it's literally just me talking 30 minutes to an hour analyzing Dr. Stone episodes and chapters and stuff, and just literally just talking about Dr. Stone.
All right,
that's gonna pop.
off.
Yeah, that's gonna be so cool.
Because I'm very passionate about this series. But literally just like science fiction, like being able to just take and I talked about like why, like the reason why I love Dr. Stone so much is because they can take actual like real life application like science and apply it to a situation that seems almost like magic.
Yes, yeah.
And you kind of know from the beginning like what their goal is going to be. Like, okay, they got to figure out where this green light came from, and like why it turned everybody to stone. So you know that's like an overarching like goal. But I think what keeps you hooked on in the series is you want to figure out how they execute it and like what happened. And it's just like that's just something like overall for all like science fiction series is I think is what is really cool, because you have all this real life science that we have and we know, and you get to take it and you can apply it in like weird and different ways to like a fantasy setting. And I just love that. Like,
one of the reasons I really like Dr. Stone is because it makes me honestly like grateful for what we do have.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
Like the whole premise is that they are starting over in a world like completely blank. They don't have any of the like prior technology or anything that, like we have now, but they're from that time, so they know about it.
Right.
So it's like, if I went back, would I be able to, you know, do anything like this, or like survive, or like even remember any science that I've learned? This knowledge
I
that's
can
been passed
now
down
because I've watched Dr.
Exactly. Yeah, I can make penicillin. I learned how
calcium
on a show.
carbonate, baby. Pound up some seashells and we're good.
Yeah, we're good to go. Busting with some soap.
Yep. Our Dr. Stone is the soap.
Exactly. Well, that was a little sneak preview of what you'll hear on my
podcast. Also watch Dr. Stone.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty good. I would recommend it.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So good.
There's always time.
You know what I think is really good?
What?
Teen Titans. I heard the word Teen Titans, or I said the word Teen Titans, and
you
now
heard it from your own mouth.
Been thinking
from my
about
own
it.
mouth.
Same.
I know the original Teen Titans cartoon from 2003 to 2006 is a kids show. However, I go back and rewatch it at least once a year, and every year it's just as good as the last year.
It is so good.
It's
such
so
a
good.
series.
That and then also Avatar: The Last Airbender are my two favorite shows of all time.
I love Avatar: The Last Airbender so very much.
So much.
Because I like rewatched it when everybody else was rewatching it during like quarantine and stuff. And I was like, I honestly forgot like how happy, like genuinely happy, like this series made me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that is just a whole bunch of serotonin right there, boys. Is Atla. I love it so much. It's so good. Aang is my favorite. I love that boy.
I love Toph.
Yeah, I really like Toph.
I
too.
rewatched
really
the
good
series about like a month before everyone else started rewatching the series, because I had bought the whole series on Amazon.
I remember that.
And then like 2 weeks later it came out on Netflix and everyone was watching it there, and I was like, well, fuck. Okay,
But
cool.
now you own it, you know?
Now I own
Don't
it.
take it off Netflix.
But here's the thing. The same thing happened when I went to watch Legend of Korra. I bought it all on Amazon. It came out on Netflix like a month later.
So I'm gonna start giving Andy series to buy.
Yeah, so we can get them
so
on
I can get them
Netflix.
on
So you
Netflix.
get them on Netflix. Yeah. It's a premonition.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it.
What a strange gift you have.
What's a really big piece of like comfort media? Would yours still be Teen Titans or would it be something different?
It's Critical Role.
Work.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I watch a lot of D&D streams, and Critical Role is my favorite.
Yeah.
And every time I'm having like a somewhat bad day, like I turn to it and watch it, and I'm like, fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Within like an hour.
just feel good.
Yeah.
Like very very comforting piece of media.
Yeah, it's
For
about
sure.
to there's an episode on Thursday, which is my birthday, which I'm very excited about.
Oh,
because I get
you
to
love
watch
to
it on my
see it.
Yes,
birthday.
Andy's birthday.
However, it's also going to be a boss fight on Thursday.
Uh-oh.
And I think
Someone's gonna
gonna
die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, on your birthday?
If my favorite character dies on my birthday because she is a target of the BBG right now, I'm gonna commit. Like, I'm gonna die.
I will pass away.
Yeah.
I will be passing
You
away
will not see
if my
me
favorite
again.
character dies on my birthday.
That would suck so bad.
That would.
But hey, here's the thing. At least I can go buy my own alcohol before the episode.
Yeah.
Hey,
How
there
do you feel about
go.
turning 21?
Yeah,
Like-
what's it like? What's it like?
I don't want to talk about how I feel about turning 21 because it's honestly not very good. However, I am very excited to have my very first sip of alcohol ever. Hope it's not too spicy for me.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Andy drink alcohol
I
ever.
can't. Can't remember one single time,
Not
No.
a single time. I never have.
No.
and you never will.
And
You've taken a
And
vow.
you-
I've taken a vow of
Yeah, of a
Temperance?
dryness. Temperance? That doesn't
temper-
sound
I don't think
correct.
so.
Ain't temperance that tarot card?
Yeah.
No, it's like the temperance movement. That was like a thing in like the 1920s, wasn't it?
The prohibition?
Temperance.
Temperance? Is that?
Hold on.
You might be right. I just don't know.
Lord.
Oh, man. That's crazy. We'll have to go.
I am correct.
Okay.
It is temperance.
Temperance.
Thank
You've
you.
taken a vow of temperance. I learn something new every day. You love to see it.
I was a history nerd.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I turned 21, Linz went with me to buy alcohol, and I will be doing the same for Andy.
Yeah.
I do have to work on Thursday.
But we'll go before.
Oh, rip. I'm off on Thursday.
God, I wish that were me.
I know, you're working on your birthday.
I need to text.
You're probably at work on Thursday because I'm not at work on Thursday.
Oh no,
No.
I have a second job.
Oh, that's right.
At her
Never mind.
dance
Never
job.
mind. I forgot about that.
Have to
Yeah.
go teach
We don't all
those
just work at
5-year-olds.
ATR all the time.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh, you know what would be fun to talk about? I want to list just all of the things that my 5-year-old students have said to me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
In recent
That
times.
can be our closing segment.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I have a list of them. Where
Bring it
are they?
on. Children.
Children are so funny. That's honestly like running escape rooms for groups of kids. Like
It's like more fun than
it
like
is.
running
As
rooms for
loud and
adults,
like
'cause-
as deafening as it is, like it's also
Yeah.
the funniest thing. Like kids are hilarious.
I mean, running escape rooms in general is a very good time.
It is.
I love my job. I absolutely adore it. But it's also like
It
those
can be
kids are
draining,
really
yeah.
funny. Like,
Yeah.
Kids are very funny. They're also mean. And here's
Yes.
some examples of them being mean. So every week before I go into the studio, I work 2 days a week at the studio. I teach a hip hop class and a ballet class at the moment. And before, I'll do a Snapchat of being like, before class, let's see how they roast me. And then after, I always post how they've roasted me on my
Yeah.
Snapchat.
my
And
favorite
every
part of
week-
the day.
It's something different every fucking week. I have a whole list of them. I'm going to start from like the less mean things going up to like the most mean things my students have said to me. Number 1, you're pretty swaggy, Miss Andy, which was one of my favorite things.
That's pretty nice.
They
Yeah.
said I had swag. And then they asked me, were you on Stranger Things? You look like one of the kids from Stranger Things.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. But they told me that I looked like Will from Stranger Things. or not Will, Finn Wolfhard's character. Mike?
Mike,
yeah.
his name Mike.
Yeah, that kid. They told me I looked like him. Don't know where they got that
Yeah.
from. And then they said, you look like a goth teenager. And I was like, yeah.
You are a goth teenager. No.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. An adult, but
A goth adult.
Yeah.
They think that I'm like, they constantly are like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 20. And they're like, do you have a daughter? And I'm like, no. And they're like, why?
I love how specific kids are. Like
Right.
they will ask you like if you have a daughter,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I know.
It's so funny.
They're like, when I was like telling them how old I was, they're like, oh, you're going to be married by 23, right? And I was like, No. Why?
It's not that simple.
No, but then they were like, but you have to be married by the time you're 23. And I was like, what? Why?
Who just tells kids that? Like, why do
Literally.
kids
I know
think that?
they just assume that. It's so funny.
The assumptions little kids make. They're like, you have to be married by the time you're 23. Otherwise, you can't be happy. And I was like, what? You're like 6, honey.
Yeah.
Are you not happy?
Are you not
Do
happy?
you need to talk about it?
No, they're
You can't
so funny,
probably shouldn't get
though.
married.
Yeah.
But like,
Not yet.
No.
Not until you're 23.
yeah, not
Not until you're 23.
not until you're 23.
But they were like, I told them that it was my birthday next week, and I was like, yeah, so next week is my birthday. I'm gonna be 21, and they're like, oh, so you're bringing us cupcakes? And I was like, no.
I thought they were gonna say, so you're bringing us alcohol.
No.
Oh, so you're bringing us shots?
They're like, so you're
All
bringing us
around.
cupcakes? And I'm like, no, it's my birthday. Why don't you bring me cupcakes? And I didn't say that. But they were
I
like,
would've said
shut
that,
up.
yeah.
they were like, in school, whenever it's our birthdays, we bring cupcakes for the class. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have the money to do that. And they go, but you're a teacher. And I'm like, yeah,
Exactly.
I'm a
Yeah,
teacher.
Welcome to the harsh realities of life,
Yeah.
kids.
Did they stutter?
Yeah.
But then I have written down one of my students looking at me and going, are you poor? Ew.
Ew. Not the poverty shaming.
It's so funny. The
Yeah.
range of kids that I teach like some rich kids, which I didn't really know until like 2 weeks ago when one of my students was like, I won't be here next week because my dad is opening up a jewelry shop. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she was like, yeah, it's blah, blah, blah jewelry shop. And then I saw a giant sign for this jewelry shop over I-10. And I was like, oh, so it's like a big thing,
Yeah.
huh? And then I also teach a bunch of like underprivileged kids and kids that are on scholarships in my studio and like that sort of thing. But one of my students asked me a couple weeks ago, are you a virgin? And I said, what?
Oh no.
Just
You're
straight up.
6.
Wow.
Walked up to me out of fucking nowhere. And I was like, we are not going to ask people that. Do
Yeah,
not
that is not.
ask
That's
that.
kind of
Probably should not do
a personal
that.
question.
And then I got asked, do you have a unibrow? Excuse me. Look at me. No.
Well, then, that was their question. Do you have one?
Yeah,
you said no.
yeah,
No.
There.
Yeah,
I
they
don't.
know.
Now they know.
They're like, are you a professional dancer? And I'm like, yes, I am. And they're like, can you do a backflip? And I'm like, no, I cannot. And they're like, so you're not a professional then? And I'm like, why do you get this? Why do you think that you have to do that?
In order to be a professional in literally anything, you have to be able to do a backflip.
Well, you don't think the president knows how to do a backflip? Grow up.
Is the president really a professional?
Yeah, I don't think so. Obviously not.
They had like a substitute for the class like a couple weeks ago that could do a backflip, and they will not stop talking about him. They're like, he was a professional. And I'm like, yes, so am I. I'm not going to do a backflip. They're like, can you do a one-handed cartwheel? And I'm like, yeah. And so I showed them that. And then they were like, oh, that's so cool.
She's a professional.
She's a professional.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you guys, I don't understand.
You're only partially a professional because you can't do a backflip.
Exactly.
I guess so.
You're
I don't know.
semi-professional.
You're semi-professional.
I don't know, but every time they like talk to me and open their mouths, I know it's gonna be some absolutely out of pocket shit, and it's always so funny. But I also have written down on here. So, first of all, I kept telling them. I had mentioned that my hair was like long and red before, and they were like, well, why is it short now? And I was like, because I wanted to cut it. And they were like, well, why? And just kept asking me why. And I was like, because I wanted to. And then I dyed it black. And then they were like, you should dye it like a different color. And I was like, I'm planning on dyeing it pink. And then also cutting it all off. And they go, but you would look ugly with short hair. You would look like a boy. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
damn.
Children, please.
Okay. This one is my favorite one. This is my all-time favorite thing any student has ever said to me ever. So I had my iPad in class one day, and I was on the other side of the room. I wasn't near the students. I pulled down my mask because I have face recognition, and one of my students saw my face, runs over, and they start talking to me. And they're like, what are those dots on your face? Are you going through puberty? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Some people just have pimples. It's fine. It's not a thing that you should be commenting on because I do have a little bit of acne, but that's whatever. And then I had mentioned before that I have in the past had a boyfriend, and one of these little girls looks at me and goes, how did your boyfriend love you with all those pimples on your face?
Oh
My God.
And I was like, what? What did you just say? They
Like,
really
how do
just
you
be
even
saying
respond
shit.
to that? Like,
That was one of my older students too. That was one of my like 8 or 9 year olds,
oh
I think.
my gosh. I like
There was a
whenever
set of
kids-
parents that were about to not have a child,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear Crocs to class. They always roast me for my Crocs. That one is understandable. I get it. But everything else, I'm like, man.
Damn.
They keep calling me. They're like, "Are you rich? Do you have a house with a slide?" And I'm like, "No, I have a house
with a slide."
Yeah.
You should just start saying yes.
Yeah, just start saying yes to everything.
There's a ball pit at the end of the slide.
Know.
No, I'm usually like,
I live in a castle.
Very poor. I live in a house with 3 roommates, and our plumbing does not work.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They're like, "Do you live in a house? You live in a mansion?" I'm like, "No, I do not. I don't. I have a cat though. That's cool.
I live in an airplane.
I live in an airplane. No, kids are very funny.
I live in the mouth of a giant whale.
Wow, I live in the moment.
Ain't that Pinocchio?"
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for our interview with Michael.
I am very excited. Yeah,
Michael, get ready.
The man, the myth, the legend.
We're gonna have to think of some really good questions for Michael.
Yeah,
I know.
He's a very
fantastic
guest
one.
because he's not a guest. He runs this.
We haven't done that bit in a while where you ask a question at the beginning.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I forgot that was
Yeah.
the thing. Oh my god, hold on.
Okay.
If you were any kind of chair leg, what kind of chair leg would you be? Like, look around the room and see like how there's like the different pointy ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's also like the curved kind of ones that you're on.
You know, this isn't really a chair, but I'm pretty sure there are chairs that exist like this. You know, like the claw hand bathtubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, those are
be
cool.
Like a chair leg that looks like that.
Okay, I love that. What about
I
you?
like
Karina?
it. A throne.
A throne?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Next question.
Next.
I wouldn't be a specific chair, or I'd be a specific chair, but not one with legs. I'd be one of the like inflatable ones that you get from Walmart.
Oh my god.
Like,
yeah.
you spend like 4 hours blowing it up, and then it deflates within like
Yeah,
5
within
minutes.
2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay. Bean bag.
Beanbag.
Beans.
Please ignore that. That was from TikTok.
Yeah, that was.
Anyways, so if you want to find us on Facebook, it is Lone Star College Montgomery Visual and Performing Arts. Same on YouTube, as well as LSC-M Arts on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's it.
On YouTube?
And YouTube. YouTube is also Lone
Yeah,
Star College Montgomery
yeah.
Visual.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can find our podcast there, as well as other things regarding art and theater and whatever else is going on around Lone Star. I don't really know. I'm not a student right now. Who knows?
We stay in the loop as best we can.
Yeah.
We stay in the
We're
loop.
doing our
I'm
best.
just kidding. We know what's going on. But yeah, that's where you can find us. That's where you can find the podcast.
Lynn's, plug your podcast?
Lynn's, plug yourself.
Oh, no. I'll plug it next time.
Plug it next time.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Maybe we'll record another
We
episode.
could
of
plug-
Get
Yeah,
Cultured
we'll
to
get
plug
record.
next time.
Yeah, we'll record
oh
another
yeah,
episode
you
and
guys
plug
can get
that.
some Get Culture done. Yeah.
Cool.
You can find Get Cultured on YouTube.
You
as
can.
well.
There is one episode
There is
there.
exactly
It
one
is out
episode.
there. Get Cultured Pod.
It's pretty funny. We talk about.
I designed
It
the
is pretty
logo.
funny. Yeah. Lynn's designed the logo, and me and Andy host it. So check that out if you are interested in internet culture and crazy things that have happened on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about some fun stuff in that first episode. Anyways, yeah. So that's it. I think 3-part harmony. Bye on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye.